So my IBM Model F, I was trying to repair one damaged key on it. The spring bounced out and went inside the keyboard, and I had to gut the whole thing to get to it. And I didn't know what I was doing, so I really created a lot of work for myself. But I figured I could demonstrate how the IBM Model F buckling spring keyboard works. So on this side, you've got this PCB, which is actually bent and slipped over here. Like, see, it wants to snap flat, which amazing. This thing was made in the 80s and it still hasn't decided to, you know, it still has that kind of snap back that it had when it was made. You think it would have rested in that position, but you got your metal contacts here, and let me just put this back where it goes. Okay, so, oh, come on. So yeah, there's the top side of your keyboard, and when you press down, it has, these two little pieces here stick out, and there's pressure here, and when you press that spring in, it pushes that lever up, and that's what presses your key. Yeah. I think that's pretty cool. By the way, this keyboard, amazing build quality. I mean, this is some thick metal, nice thick PCB, none of that flat, thin plastic shit. Even the plastic in here, look how thick that is. And by the way, no screws to take this apart. It wasn't how I expected, but yeah, this thing is built right. By the way, I'm got a soapy hot rag there, and I'm wiping off all my keys to clean them. And to put it together, so I take one of these little plastic pieces here, and I don't want the spring yet. The springs will be all put in the end. So I'm popping this down in here. It's gonna be really hard to do it with one hand. And then bam, and now I just gotta do that for the whole keyboard. Also, the spacebar is kind of a bitch. Took me a while to get that right. But this is going to be really clean when it's done, so that'll be nice. Fuck, I can't do this with one hand. Okay, so if I had the rag on the thing, I'm just going like... And then I flip and do it again. And see how it is, and when the rag cools off, I pop it in the microwave for a minute. That is beautiful. Now I just got to flip it over, make sure all these things are properly snugged into their little holes. And before I start putting these on, I gotta put all these somewhere, because I want to scrub this down and make this look as clean as this does. This is amazing. It looks like it was just made. I might someday have to come back at this with a magic eraser, or maybe some lighter fluid or rubbing alcohol or something, but right now I don't got that stuff on hand. Okay, so it turns out I did have lighter fluid, and now it looks really clean after only a minute of scrubbing. So now I just gotta drop these in here. Which I guess I can't have the keyboard laying down while doing it. Okay, I'm going to drop all these in here, and then I'm going to slide them over this, and they have these little latches in here that'll lock it in place once I slide it. I think the only way I'm getting this together easily is if I take all the keys back off, have it upside down the whole time, and the only thing I leave on is spacebar, because spacebar has to be on, because I can't put the metal latch on with it apart. I had to bend the metal bar into the space bar a little bit to get this thing to go in right and snap nice and cleany, but now it's working. But both times I tried putting this thing together, I had to have somebody else help me do it. I couldn't get it on my own. So I guess have a second person handy. I squeezed these two ends together and had one of my friends squeeze the other two ends, and then I just slid it. So yeah, I just put these keys down where I think they go. I look over here just to double check, make sure everything's lining up. But you know, being 21 years old, I'm pretty familiar with the keyboard, so almost all the time when I drop it in, I know where it needs to go. But this keyboard is weird with the function keys and stuff compared to not modern keyboards. But here comes my favorite part, which I'm doing this in chunks, so if I have a fucking, I don't know, for some reason I stand up or something because a bomb goes off or something, all my keys don't go everywhere. But yeah, watch this. Some of these I pushed in already. Yeah, and while you're doing this, you want to make sure that your keys, like, you know, yeah, they feel right, they feel right. Because sometimes the spring won't go in right, and you'll have to pop it out and put it back in. But if I run into a key that does that, I'll record what it's like. But yeah, this is all good so far. I can't believe I did that. How did I not notice the arrow? We're a different font. Almost done, but I'm almost entirely going off of keyboard reflex here, and yeah, that makes sense on a normal keyboard, but no, escape goes here. And now I gotta look over here to figure out where the hell that squiggly line goes. Tilde goes next to enter. That's a weird place to put it. Don't got many left, but I figured it should actually show me rapidly putting on the keys. of course I screwed up on that one. Whoops, even goes on that side. Up. Look, that's a key that didn't come in right. Try this again. What the hell? That will not work if it sounds like that. That is the sound of a key not working. Wait. These two aren't working either. Wait. Okay, no, that's working. Alright, let's try popping R out. Where the hell's that popsicle stick I had? Let's try this again. I popped out the wrong key. I'm not using a screwdriver because I don't want to scratch out the keys. So I'm trying to use something that's not so hard. And try this again. Ah, shit. I'm going to be playing around with this, see if I can get these two keys to work. Oh, the camera's too big for me to actually show down there. But the little rocker thingy in there is in the right position because if I tap, you can hear it moving. So I don't know what's going on here, so I think I just need to keep playing around where the spring's going inside the key till it clicks properly. The spring looks a little fucked up now because I tried stretching it out, but if I put the key back... Oh, what the hell, it was working the last time. This was the exact thing I was doing when I had to take the keyboard apart. It was the F9 key I was having problems with, which it's probably the same spring over here now, so I might just have a fucked up spring. Try to show you that in action. Hopefully that means it'll work. No such luck. So I'm going to try taking a small blowtorch and putting this around a toothpick and trying to compress the spring while it's hot so it stays in that position, because the spring's a little bit longer than the other ones, and I think it'll work right if I have the spring looking the exact same as the others. I think I shrunk it too much, but I guess we'll see what I can do. I had to fuck around with the minus key. I actually had to pull it out, grab a toothpick, and push till everything back down, and then drop it in. But now that's working. F10 works now, but R, there still is no R. Except for when it does work, it doesn't stop working, so that's up, and now there's no more room for text. Stop pressing! So yeah, everything works except for R. I might have to get a spring from somewhere. I'm not pulling it from another keyboard. I think for now I'm going to try replacing a spring on another key with R. Maybe something like F7, because F7, who the fuck, that's never going to get used. I just would like to show, it's all that spring, which is probably the spring that was giving me trouble in F9. But yeah, I put the spring from F7 over here, and now. Perfect. Perfect. F7 is probably useless unless I get another keyboard, but everything else is good. And R. Wish I could test if F7 was working. It probably isn't. Nothing is easy. Nothing is easy. And if it's hard, I gotta record it, which is gonna make it harder. But I think I gotta tuck this up in here. I wish I had a tripod so bad. Hey, maybe I could sell one of these keyboards and buy a tripod. Ain't gonna happen though, I love this shit too much. But I really could use a tripod. Fuck. Maybe if I ever get money off of YouTube, I should buy a tripod with YouTube money. That's never gonna happen. Okay, I think it's actually installed. I just gotta put a screw in here, put a screw in here. Gotta use your socket set. Not everything's flathead. Actually, I don't know. Are these flathead? Oh, these are flathead, but it'll still be easier if I use a socket set. So I'm going to use a socket set and just going to snap the cover on. I know this lighting is awful, but you guys can see what's going on, I hope. Alright, so yeah, I just got that nice and tucked in there. I gotta sit this down for a second. Oh, I wish I had a friend here to help me and not Eli, because he's the worst cameraman ever. He's fucked up everything I've ever had him record. Ever. So I'm better off just doing everything myself than having him help. Okay, so this goes down here like this, I believe. And then this should snap down in here. Alright, everything good? Oh, this is the part I've been waiting for. Oh, man. Oh, man. Here, and compare this to one I haven't cleaned. Wow, did I actually take some of the yellow off? What the hell? I guess that yellow is actually dirt. Because this looks, oh. Get a white light on here. We got this keyboard versus this one. Oh my god, that looks amazing. That was just, soapy water, that was hot water. Oh, a hot rag with a little bit of dish liquid on it did all that. And some lighter fluid for the bottom. And you might be thinking like, oh yeah, you cleaned your keyboard, but one of your keys aren't working. But keep in mind that I had a damaged F9 key, that and the whole reason I took this thing apart was to repair it. And the spring popped out one of the times I took the key off, and it just fucking fell in here, and I had to gut the keyboard just to get the damn key. And the whole thing just fell apart, and I gutted it, so I figured, well, fuck it, I'm cleaning this thing. It looks great, though. I even cleaned up the bottom of it. Look at that. Okay, so it's got a few nicks here and there, but it looks really fucking good. I'm gonna have to do this to the whole IBM at some point. Figured I should tag this on the end of the video. This is a couple days later. And this came in the mail today from Clicky Keyboards. I really wish I had a spacebar, because this key, I'd so be tearing my desk apart and redoing it, so I have no space for this keyboard. But here it goes. Right shift. Alright, I guess I'll move this to the spacebar temporarily. Right alt. Spacebar is the only thing left. And this is actually functional here, but oh my god, it's so close to being a full keyboard. Spacebar. That's all I need is a spacebar. I paid $1 for this keyboard, and if I can get it running for $20, what the fuck, Zoom? If I can get this thing running for $20, then I think it was worth it. I might have to take it apart and put it together, though, because something's not right there. That shouldn't be like that, I don't think. I guess I have to give this thing a thorough cleaning, too, but yeah, it's almost complete.